Hello, and welcome to GEEKAMANIA. I forgot what episode number this is, but this is GEEKAMANIA. He's Mark.
He's Kier. And he's Ben. This is GEEKAMANIA episode 11, I believe. If not, we'll just put it in the comment section, you know.
You ruined it, Mark. He was supposed to say my name.
I'm sorry.
Kier?
You've ruined it now.
I know, and I've ruined the episode. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
You've ruined it already.
I know, I'm so sorry, Kier.
I hate you. Not you.
Not me.
Mark.
No,
I
one
like
hates
you.
So bad.
No, they might.
They might, yeah. We won't know unless we
So
ask.
some
Do you hate me?
Anyway, we are doing another top 15, I guess, technically.
Yeah.
Opposed to a top 10.
I haven't got that much.
Really? Oh, prepare, you bastard. Anyway, it's our favourite comedians.
Yes.
Our top 5 good comedians, that's right. 5. Not 4, not 3, not 2, not 1, but 5.
Listen, Kier. 5.
5.
Are you sure?
5.
Yeah.
Not
We've got-
4.
We've got mine written down here.
What's the number? 5.
Do you have proofs of that?
No. They won't get that. They can't see what my spelling mistakes.
I know. Let's get the joke between us.
Yeah.
You'll look like a moron. That'd be funny. Just
You're
for
excluding the audience.
No.
No, stop talking to the fucking fish. Concentrate, dude.
I'm a fish.
Yeah, you're a fish.
Yeah, you're a fish.
You're a very hairy fish, but you're a fish.
In the deep blue sea. Can somebody help me?
Under the sea.
Anyway,
Under the sea.
let's start before we ramble more.
Impossible.
Right, number
We can
5.
talk
Mark,
about
you start.
today's.
Mark, you start.
Fine. My number 5, that's at 5, would be John Cleese.
John Cleese. John Cleese is only number 5?
He is.
The question is, why?
Because I prefer the other 4 way more.
So your top 5 is the whole of Monty Python.
No. No. My top 5 are all the people that you see here.
Well, thanks for
Well,
giving the
that's
fucking
spoilers.
game so
Yeah,
soon.
The people could guess, but I'm told what order they were.
Why
I just
John
told them they
Cleese?
were there. Just because.
Why John Cleese?
Because I couldn't think of anyone else at the time. I just thought, back at John Cleese.
Well, at least he's honest.
Yeah.
Ben,
You're
you're
not going to talk about Faulty Towers or Monty Python
Yeah, Faulty
or
Towers,
Q
Monty
or-
Python.
You can't just repeat what he's saying.
I can. I just did. So, Ben, who's your 5?
My number 5 is Ross Noble. Yeah, I mean, he's a man after my own heart because he just rambles nonsensically about stupid things.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time I saw him was on Live at the Apollo.
When he was talking about the...
Where he was talking about having meat over the face. And I just love his Scouse accent because it's like...
That's not Scouse,
he's
that's
trying
Geordie.
he's trying to ward off the advances of an amorous vegan. So he puts the meat over the face and you get a little flap. Puts the meat up.
Yeah, that's not Scouse, that's Geordie.
Oh, technicalities. But still, and he's a really good improvisational comic as well. And I've seen like stand-up routines of his where he will have come with nothing prepared and will just quiz people in the audience and just completely riff and just spin these weird surreal tales.
There was one where 2 people came in late to one of his shows. I watched it, and he went, "Hello there, sirs." Oh, fuck, he's a lady. I thought that was a helmet you were wearing there. It turns out it's your hair.
Yeah. Just stuff that he comes out like that. I love him for it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 5.
My number 5 is Greg Davis.
Trying to remember his name.
He's the really tall one that was the teacher in Between.
Oh yes, no, I do really like him. Yeah.
I agree, he's quite funny. I like him What the Week, he's very good on that.
My brother got his DVD, and it's great because it goes through his whole life story, and he says, "I'm going to try and do it with only moments that made me really happy, like moments that I was only there, I wasn't thinking about what was going to happen or what already had happened." So he told his whole life story, and he said the earliest memory I have is being outside and an old lady handing me a lollipop when I was really young. And then my mum came out and she said, "Is that yours?" "Oh, I'm sorry."
I'm confused. How was the joke in that?
Because he was very freakishly tall as a baby as well. He said, "It's just not fair. That's my life." An old lady told my mum to take me out the back and stamp me to death.
What? That's just weird.
Okay.
But yeah, I like him when he's angry. He's very funny when he's angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Mark, you're number 4.
My number 4 would have to be Rowan Atkinson.
Oh, really?
Only number 4.
Only
I'm
number
going to be
4.
saying this about all of your comedians at this rate, aren't
Only
I?
number
Yeah, only number 4. Jesus Christ.
What do you mean they're only number 1?
Basically, the reason I love him is because yes, he's awesome, Mr. Bean and the Blue Line, but I've always preferred him the most as Blackadder. Blackadder 2, 3, and 4. He comes up with some of the funniest lines ever in comedy.
Well, you say he comes up with.
Or
It was
Ben
Richard
Elton.
Curtis and
Ben
Ben
Elton,
Elton.
I know, but he says some of the funniest lines ever in comedy.
I mean, most of Rowan Atkinson's appeal is his delivery.
Yeah, and also
and-
his facial reactions, like when Lord Flashheart and Bobby are kissing each other, his just reactions just to them kissing just are priceless and they make you laugh. He's a man who can't even say a word but he'll make you laugh. Because his facial reactions and just the way his
Or
mannerisms and everything else.
He can say many words to make you laugh, like when he did the teacher sketch,
Yes.
when everyone had funny names. Zip it up, pants down. He in the corner. And all that jazz.
Number 4. Greg Proops, who I have misspelled in my iPhone as Greg Proofs. Just was a joke.
It's funny
But,
joke.
yeah.
Proops.
Greg Proops, he's the guy on I'm sorry, I haven't a clue. Whose line is it anyway? He's got the voice like this. He's American, and he's got this really whiny voice. But he's I really like him because he's really, really intellectual with his comedy. Like, I've been listening to his podcast recently, and he will just go on like in depth about history, and it's like proper it's like listening to a proper historical lecture. And I'm most of the time I was going, I don't know what he's saying, but whatever it is, it sounds clever and funny. But,
That's good. Yeah, I quite
Yeah,
agree.
that's good, but yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah, but even when even though he's got a really intellectual side, he's really good at just dumbing it down and just being funny with his little stupid voice. But yeah, I'm just a big fan of his. I really like his
Like, I just
No.
love him so much.
Love
I know.
somebody.
Oh my god! You know what I'm saying, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's
Yes. You're number 4. Go.
my number 4 is Lenny Henry.
Lenny Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly because he was the first comedian I ever saw live. So. But he's also very funny and he's great with his characters. But also just when he does his, just as himself, does his comedy. Because he was talking about, someone I had seen was talking about stag parties and hen parties. So hen parties, they always have like willy shaped straws and all these other things. He said, they don't do that for stag parties. Because everywhere I looked, nowhere could I find a vagina hat.
See, I actually saw Lenny Henry live as well.
Did you?
Yeah, but not in a comedic role. He was playing Othello
Alright,
in a Shakespeare. Yeah, went to see
I
Lenny
take it
Henry.
he didn't mention his vagina hat then.
Funnily enough, as Othello, he didn't mention vagina hats. I mean, it's just why didn't
Amazing.
they left that whole bit of Othello out. I mean, Shakespeare just writes at length about how hilarious vagina hats are. But no,
Shakespeare's
and he was
hilarious.
actually really good in that serious
Yeah.
role, which was really surprising. Also, Lenny Henry is very good at knife throwing, I found out. Yeah, in a scene in the play,
Yeah.
he throws a knife at a board and while someone's running along the place, and he ducks under, and Lenny Henry throws a knife over into the board, and whoa, Lenny Henry can kill a man. So yeah, Lenny
So
Henry.
you'll never not laugh at his show again?
No, because
Why are you not laughing?
he
Yeah.
could just pull a knife out of his pocket and just nail you in the head with it. So yeah, Lenny Henry, funny and lethal.
I did like the one thing when I went to see him, there was a woman that had her foot up on the stage, and he said, "Excuse me, madam, are you in show business? No. Can you please get your foot off my stage?"
That's harsh.
That's funny,
but very funny.
That's very funny.
It's a comedian's job to be harsh but funny.
Yeah, it is.
Totally.
Like what I do with Mark.
That's not funny. That's just harsh.
Yeah,
Yes.
true.
You grind him down as a man. He
He
cries
does.
at night.
I do. I go
I
to
find
bed
that
and I
funny,
singly cry.
Yeah, but you're twisted.
Yeah.
Let's carry on. My
Yeah,
number
so-
3 would be Eddie Izzard.
Ah, it is.
Eddie Izzard. He's one of my favourite all-time comedians. His comedy is hilarious, and I love the fact that he's able to bring history and world art and that sort of thing into his comedy. One of my all-time projects has been a Star Wars canteen.
That's not history or word art, so that's just.
That's just hilarious. But
Yeah.
like his stuff when he talks about Hitler and
You saying Star Wars isn't history?
Well, no, that's future.
No, it's a long time ago.
In a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, but in the future we'll be there.
No, we won't. That's already happened.
Has it?
Yeah, we have to go to the planets that they were in and find their technology and steal it.
Yeah.
So we have a long time to wait till they can invent light speed travel.
Yes.
Yes.
Which, if they did it a long, long time ago, why are our scientists so lucky?
Because their scientists were living a long, long time ago compared to our scientists as they've been around long to invent the stuff.
Yeah, and also...
My head hurts. Carry on talking about it.
Basically, yeah, I just love his jokes about the cake or death and how, like, his more recent stuff he's done where he's talking about atheism and stuff about Wikipedia and how, like, with Wikipedia, you should never lie and be like, but you read the terms and conditions and stuff like that. It's just how it's quite hilarious. I think he's a very funny man.
And also his one he did, I think it's sexy when he's got the breast implants.
Yes.
He's got, like, they're not in, but they're plants. They're over the top. He just wears a bra with
he's a tranny
cushions in them.
Oh, okay, as you do.
Yeah, and he said, I used to have them years before, but then it never made any sense because what I wanted to do was have people call me man. But I'd say something on the airplane like, "Can I have a drink, please, sir?" And he'd go, "Yes, sir."
It's fun. It's fun.
It is funny.
This is good. I do
like his cake or death one's hilarious. Cake or death? Yes, please. Just stuff like that. Just brilliant.
What I like is when he's talking about.
That's not an answer. It's
says,
cake or death, not yes.
No, cake or death. Cake, please. Very well given, cake. Carry on, kid.
Yeah, when he's talking about, because he talked about expression plants, he says, the first time I got with them, I threw them out the roof of my Lamborghini. In my mind.
It's hilarious. Brilliant.
So my number 3 then.
Yeah.
Would be Doug Benson. Not sure if either of you guys have heard of him.
I've heard of him.
He's a stoner comedian in America. I'm a big fan of his podcast, Doug Loves Movies. Yes. It's a great name for a podcast, Doug Loves Movies.
Well, it's straight to the point.
Yeah, it's just a great little comedy podcast with quiz elements, which is right up my alley, as you can kind of tell, because we kind of sort of do that on occasion.
We do.
But yeah, I just love him because he's down to earth, but also quite a silly, funny guy at times. And you get some really good people, like Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright have been on this podcast, so...
That's pretty cool.
It's good.
Is Edgar Wright English?
Yes, he's very English.
Okay.
You were about to say Jewish then.
I was, yes.
You're obsessed with Jews.
You want everyone to be Jewish.
I do, yes. I want us all to be the superior race. Yay, go the Jews.
You're sounding a bit like someone who's like the Jews now.
Superior race.
Indeed.
Sound fairly airy.
Mate, we always get trodden on stuff. We want to be the people in power. We want the other people. So they can get
No, you can't be in power.
Why not?
The economy's fucked already. If the Jewish people get into power, we'll never see any of it.
What are you talking about? Mark can sort this economy out. He's great with numbers and maths and business. Yeah.
What, just Mark on his own, not anyone else, just Mark.
Just me. All the monies in the world.
We abolished the House of Lords, the House of Parliament, the whole monarchy. Just get Mark.
Yes, the House of Mark, and I just have a picture of me with Smiley doing this.
That's why I do this.
That'd be a terrifying thing to
You'd be in there, doing your maths, doing your numbers, and then be me and Ben on the wheelie chairs going through the halls.
Yes. This is great.
We should have done it a long time ago. I'm trying to work. Shut up.
Is it my phone now or your phone, Kier?
You just said yours because yours was at his ad.
Oh.
I just said Doug Benson.
Oh yes, yours. My third is a joint third one.
Oh, weak.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You will be. It's weak.
I did a joint of second and first, but I just did it with the proper second and first.
Only makes sense if it's a double act.
It is a double act.
Oh.
Like an aid.
Oh.
Only third.
Yeah, only third.
You bastard. How can it be
How
third?
dare you? I know who my father is.
Yeah, but did he screw your mum while they were married?
I would love not to think about that.
No, well that determines whether you're a bastard or not.
Fine, I'm a bastard. Let's just not talk about that.
Yay, kid's a bastard.
Yay!
So, reasons, you bastard.
Reasons?
Yes.
Yes, well, the reason they're already third is because there are two higher than him.
Okay.
And be
Oh.
third. Oh yeah, that's
a good reason.
That's evil
I
logic
hadn't-
right
I
there.
hadn't thought of that.
See? Can't handle me. I should sort out the economy.
I can handle you.
Lovely. Yeah, I like Rick and Aid because they're very, it's the slapstick really. Their jokes are all kind of along the same lines. It's kind of...
This is them along the line.
Have you pitched a tent? No, it's just the way my trousers are. It's that basic structure for the joke the whole time.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's all pretty much knob gags, but it's funny because it's
Quite clever.
childish and pure.
And also they're quite clever as well. Like the ones about all Sue Carpenter when they have a mouse trap in their penis. All Sue Carpenter. And it snaps. That's quite clever because, people wouldn't really get that.
You say it's clever.
You say that.
And
It is
cool.
clever. It is clever. I
Still
think it's clever.
penis.
I think it's
still a
clever.
penis joke. It's still
It's
has
still-
erections.
It's still a penis joke, but it's a clever penis.
It's hard.
joke.
It's hard to make a penis joke and then show that to scholars, and then we go, "Oh, no, this is intricately done. I like this. This is very layered and clever and deep, and it's penis joke." And like,
Never say the word deep and penis joke in the same sentence.
I think most people do. That's what makes them funny.
But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. A lot of the stuff is quite clever and funny, and how it's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a certain intellectual part behind crafting a good knob joke.
There is.
Yeah.
indeed.
Because to be honest, if they just do knob gag, it won't be funny. But as it's quite clever how they do it, it's funny.
Well, no, they don't do knob gag. They do knob gag, slapstick comedy. Knob gag. You see?
Yeah, that's why it
It's
works.
a good formula.
They break it up.
They
They
do.
break it up with punching each other.
And hit each other with spoons.
Just to keep the
and
tone
frying
at that
pans.
level.
Yeah.
Right, so...
My number two would be Aid Edmondson.
Only number two.
I know,
I'm leaving.
Only number two, yes, because number one, I will tell you number one will be later. Basically, he's
Can't wait.
Who
part
could it
of
be?
my favourite. He's
It's Leonardo.
Yeah, it is Leonardo. Leonardo's my top favourite comedian. He's one of the, as Kier already said, part of the two of my favourite all-time double act. He's hilarious. See some of his stuff he's written is hilarious, like Bottom, for example, and other things, and just how even nowadays he's hilarious. Can't remember anything. It's just he's funny. Watch Bottom, you bastards. Watch it. And Fishing Cat, he was awesome. Fishing Cat Flap, he was awesome as Vivian in the Young Ones.
Yes.
And I love the fact how in every single series he's done, or most series he's done with Rick McNeil, he's always played as the anarchy shouting one. His Young Ones, he was very shouting, anarchy. Fishing Cat, he has Eddie Cat Flap, he was quite shouting in the End Zone Bottom. So yeah, he's funny.
My number two. It would be Richard Herring.
Richard Herring.
I'm a big fan of Richard Herring.
No.
Ever since I started listening to his podcast, AI Ultima, which is called As It Occurs to Me, which was basically him deciding to try and write comedic material in a week about things he'd thought of and things he'd done.
Right.
And you could see him over the course of the podcast, like slowly going insane about it's just like, I only have a week to write this material, and that usually boils down to 2 days, and I'm going mad because I only have 2 days to write about it, and him just slowly devolving and writing incredibly stupid jokes about stuff like Cumpkins. The Cumpkin, something very foul. It's just like he just randomly, and that was just like a misstep. He accidentally said the word Cumpkin, and it just rolled into this whole recurring joke throughout the whole of the course of the podcast, because it's now ended.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very funny, and and also whilst he does have this crass humour, again he has this very weird intellectual side with his stand-up.
Yeah.
His stand-up is far more controlled, and a lot of the times he's going into proper religious debates and making them very stupid and claiming he's Jesus, which appeals to me because I go on religious debates and I'm very stupid, and I claim to be Jesus. So
He does.
And also, he did the thing where he
Well,
did the...
actually, wouldn't
yeah, he
Wouldn't I
went
be
around with a
mustache?
Hitler moustache,
Yeah.
and did a whole
To-
stand-up routine about that, and
to bring
so-
it back, because it
yeah,
was Charlie Chaplin's
Yeah,
first.
it was Charlie Chaplin did it first, and Hitler just stole it and ruined it for everyone. This is what a
Hitler's ruined
bastard.
many things.
Why did he
Bastard.
ruin the pencil moustache? That's the toothbrush moustache. It's
You know,
the worst thing
you know
he's
what else
ever
he ruined
done.
as well? The
Yeah, that's
swastika.
the worst thing.
The worst thing about Hitler.
You know the swastika was actually a symbol for peace.
Yeah,
so
it's
you use
a
it.
it's a Hindu symbol.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
for protection.
And now everyone who sees it thinks they're Nazis. Damn you, Hitler. You're an evil bastard.
Well, actually, because he flipped the other way around.
He just turned it like 45 degrees.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
But still
Now
you're a
it's
bastard.
evil.
Yeah.
Protection, offense.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You're safe, you're fucked.
A symbol of God. Symbol of Satan. Symbol of God. Symbol of Satan.
Yeah, people have been doing it for years.
People have been turning things upside down for ages. Watch me do it to Mark now.
It's really freaky if his head just go.
Yeah, they do that. Oh God! How did I do that?
I'm
it
going
back.
to do what the edit,
God.
like, talk upside down and put the edit with, like, put the thing upside down. It's so funny.
No.
No.
Okay?
Okay.
You're number two.
Two.
Man 2 is Billy Connolly.
Billy Connolly.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Is he the one in Brave?
No, of course he is.
Okay.
Who else has that smoky Scottish voice?
Many people have that smoky Scottish voice.
Yeah, but he has a very distinctive
Yeah.
smoky Scottish.
The guy who comes from Scotland has a very Scottish drinking voice.
Who? Which guy from Scotland are we looking at here?
Do you have an upstairs neighbour who comes from Scotland?
You do? Many people who come from Scotland. He comes from the north.
Really? He comes
Yeah.
from north all the way down here. That's quite a good shot.
I know, isn't it?
Isn't that just up? This is from space.
Yeah, he lives in space. Okay?
This
So,
is
carry on.
Space Scott.
It's a
So Billy Connolly!
Billy Connolly,
Yeah,
yeah.
space guy. He knows how to ride a space plane and everything.
He's been going so long. At this point now, I saw him do his last tour around London, and he looks really old now.
Mm.
And it was a thing because I got the DVD of the tour, and everything that's on the DVD, he said none of it when we went to see him. So we're convinced that he lost his marbles that night and just walked out and just started talking, telling all these old jokes. Just
What, was it like filmed at the place you were in or something?
yeah, well, it was filmed at the Apollo, but not the night I was there.
He probably did different, like, they probably do different things, like, for maybe different nights.
Well, it's supposed to be a tour. He went to do the same thing that all the nights, but it was still a
Not
great night
always.
out.
So they,
Yeah.
they probably get bored. That was so changed.
Comedians vary in
Yeah.
their methods when they're doing tours. Like Ross Noble, for example, he will just go and just talk to people at
Yeah.
different venues and just
Yeah, like with,
Yeah.
you remember
Back
Rick
around like that.
Mayall in Bottom Line 3? He went, when you used to meet like, what's for breakfast? And they joke about how it's like 8 years in the
Yeah.
tour. Because of
8
cameras.
years in the tour.
8 weeks. 8
Not
weeks in
many.
the tour. The cameras all
We've been
wrong.
doing this tour for 8 years.
Why are people
buying
boys?
tickets.
This is the same material.
But the only thing that really annoyed me about going to see him was he told half a story and never came back to it. He's famous done jokes about it. He says they got reviews saying that Billy Connolly always, without fail, if he leaves a point, will always, without fail, go back to it. And he said, no, I fucking don't. Sometimes you'll never hear the end of a story, and that happened the night we were there. Because he was saying he came out and he was the wrong side of the stage to come out, and there was a bloke there smoking, and he said, they're ready for you now. So he kind of walked out, and nobody was ready for him to go out there. So everyone kind of scrambled to put the lights on and flip all the music up. And yeah, and he said when he went back out there, he wasn't there anymore, and nobody knew who he was.
And that was the end of that story.
That was probably...
And then he went on to say something else, and then he got extracted about a fight in the London Apollo, as will happen.
Okay.
Well, actually, it didn't happen that night. He said that last time he came out after the second half, and there was 2 people fighting over a seat.
Well, literally fisticuffs.
Yes,
Literally, that is hilarious.
You're hilarious.
You're hilarious.
You're hilarious.
I can't remember who it was. I would think it was Jason Manford. He was saying, sorry, it just reminded me. He's saying he saw someone's coat. He was doing a thing and there was a coat on the floor. And he didn't say anything about it. Carried on with his routine. Came out for the second half and it was still there. And he said, and then he saw it. He said, whose coat is that? And he saw it move and he realised it was a Labrador. It was a guide dog. And this bloke shouted out, That's my guide dog, I'm blind. Someone else shouted out, how do you know he was talking to you?
It's great when just normal people just come out with good humour like that.
Like in Bottom, when they go, have a wank, and they, retort over it.
It's one thing when hecklers heckle the comedian. It's another thing when hecklers heckle hecklers.
Yes.
Heckleception.
Yes. Oh my god.
That's crazy.
You're number one.
My number one, Rick Mayall.
As if we had to ask.
I know.
That's
Rick
not
Mayall's-
Leonardo.
It's not.
Oh wait, is Rick Mayall the voice of Leonardo? I wouldn't know.
He made it very close to the mother.
Okay.
He might be in the very bad English version of Ninja Turtles. Yes, he might have done.
Come
He's
on,
actually
guys,
in Hog
let's
of
go
War.
fight.
He's in Hog of Wars.
He's in what?
Hog of War.
Hogs of War. You
Hogs
mean?
of War.
I told you about that game. Did you guys play Hogs of War? It's a very fun game.
I never played
No,
Hogs
I
of War.
want to,
Brilliant.
because I love Rick Mayall.
It's kind of like Worms in 3D before Worms did it in 3D.
Oh, nice.
Because Worms 3D was terrible, but Hogs of War is really fun.
Okay.
It's full of character.
He's also in the first Harry Potter game as well as one of the main people. He was actually going to appear in the film.
Yeah, he was going to be Peeves, the Poltergeist, but for some reason they got rid of him.
Yeah.
Apparently, when he was doing his stuff, they'd have him in the suit so they could motion capture him and change him.
Yeah.
And all the kids kept laughing at every line he said, and so did all the actors. So they eventually put him behind a divider to say his lines, but because they could still hear him, they were still pissing themselves laughing.
Because Rick Mayall was hilarious, you know.
Exactly.
I mean, he steals every scene he's in Blackadder, Lord Flashheart in Series 4. Oh, the girls, look at my machinery. And it's like the line he goes about taking a heaven and back, just stuff like that's hilarious, and just how every single time he says a line, everyone pisses themselves laughing.
I was really disappointed they cut out Harry Potter.
was.
That made the film.
I'm disappointed now. I've just found out. I'm quite sad now.
Yeah.
That's
And he also been as Drop Dead Fred. He was also Drop
That is
Dead
an
Fred.
awesome film.
That's a
Drop Dead Fred.
fantastic film. He's
Have
been
you seen Drop Dead Fred? I'll briefly go through the what it is.
synopsis.
Synopsis, yes.
Synopsis.
There's a little girl, she has an imaginary friend called Drop Dead Fred. Then she grows up and gets married. When she was a little girl, she was very sad, that's why she had the imaginary friend.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she grows up, she gets married, but then she gets divorced and cheated on by her husband, so she gets sad again. And so she recreates Drop Dead Fred. And then madness ensues as he
Yes.
basically wrecks her life.
But in hilarious different ways.
Yeah.
Kate Fisher's in it as well, actually.
She's her friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so is Phoebe Cates from Gremlins. She's the main woman. They work quite well together. Her and Rick Mayall work really well together. Just how funny they are.
So my number one.
Your number one.
My number one is Rowan Atkinson.
Ooh, why? Is he better than the rest?
Yeah.
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 Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's brilliant in everything he's in. Even the Olympics.
Yes, he was awesome.
Do you know, actually, when he got his phone out, he actually tweeted.
This is impressive. But yeah, no, I mean, that man can pretty much touch anything and make it gold.
Yeah.
Purely through sheer force of face.
What, even Blackadder 1?
Even Blackadder 1 was brilliant.
Compared to the other three.
Compared to the other three, trash. But, you know, when you compare gold to platinum, of course the gold's going to look trash. But it's still gold.
The only problem with Blackadder 1 was he didn't have a set character to be, because they tried everything they knew he could be into one character.
And it ended up a bit jumbled, but it's still funny.
Yes.
Because Rowan Atkinson, he makes fun with his face and his voice and his mouth.
Yes, Bob. Like another way he pronounces Bob.
That's
Bob.
because he has a lisp.
He
He
does.
can't pronounce his B's, he has to think about it.
No,
before he says
also
it.
he has a stutter as well. He has a stutter.
Yeah. So before he says his B's, he has to think about it. That's why it comes out so...
Awesome and hilarious.
But yeah, I just love the man, and everything he's done is brilliant. Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Bob.
Bob.
So, Ben.
That's my name!
Oh dear.
That was productive.
That was...
Yeah. Who's
You're number one!
Number
All the hype's here, because this is the last number one.
This is the last one.
This is the last one. Oh my god!
It's Lee Evans.
I agree, yeah. I can see that.
I mean, obviously even though he is amazing, and all of his stand-up, I love how physical he is, because he says, like, the way I think and write is physically. But it's not just that, it's also watching him is what made me want to become a comedian. So that's the biggest thing for me.
I think
he's a hero of mine.
The most impressive thing to me about Lee Evans is just like how well his comedy holds up in a huge arena environment. Because, you know, usually like comedy will just flounder in that environment because it's incredibly... It's impersonal.
Yeah.
There's hardly any interaction you can have with the crowd. But even then, he makes that connection with everybody watching. And it's still really... And he sweats so much.
He does indeed.
He does. I'm surprised there's just not pools of just...
Oh, but he has his trusty towel.
He does have a towel, yeah. But I'm surprised that people don't just flood... tidal waves of yellow water.
He does say, on a couple of his shows, he says, I apologise to everyone in the front row because I will henceforth with sweat.
It's just, I do like Lee Evans. And he's a really talented musician as well.
He is indeed.
That is really scary. It's like, whoa, this guy can actually play. Like, properly play.
Yeah, you know someone else who can play guitar? Edmondson.
I didn't put Bill Bailey on my list.
You didn't!
I feel sad now. Bill Bailey would have been number one.
Bill Bailey gets a special mention.
Bill Bailey
gets a special mention, and also another guy who gets a special mention, Dara O'Brien.
Yes, he is.
Dara O'Brien makes another one as
and
well.
he reminds me of my dad.
Really?
Yeah, my dad isn't Irish, but apart from that, a lot of stuff he says reminds me of my dad.
Alright.
That's going on.
That was what he did in one of the...
Wait, what are you doing the council of?
Basically, there's a joke where Dara O'Brien does the council of.
Because the Count was his favourite character in Sesame Street.
Mine was Oscar the Grouch. And on that note, let's finish on our favourite Sesame Street characters in the show. So mine's Oscar the Grouch. And yours?
Mine would be the Cookie Monster.
Oh, the Cookie Monster's good, yeah.
But before they said they took him away.
They took... Why did they take Cookie Monster away?
Because it was an unhealthy message to kids. They said either you can make it so he wants to eat vegetables instead of cookies, or you can just get rid of him.
Did they just have...
He'd rather die than eat vegetables.
Did they just have to like take him out back and
shoot him?
I'm sorry, boy!
No, at the moment he's in rehab for his cookie addiction.
They're having to try to wean him off of cookies. And they're like, right, so this is your dose of cookies. So we're going to give you a cookie, and then you're going to have some celery, okay? Cookies! Oh my God! More cookies! No, here's some celery. Cookies! No, celery. Cookies!
You can laugh all you like, but it's quite a tragic story. They found him the other day in the bathroom at the rehab clinic with cookie dough in a spoon, trying to light it to heat it up. It's heartbreaking to hear.
Hello.
So, if you call this number that's coming up at the bottom of the screen, you can donate to help this poor hobbled monster.
Yeah.
And buy this.
Not the cookies, fuck the cookies. It's the cookie monster we want to help.
Yeah, you can help the cookie, then Ben said monster, so it kind of worked.
No, it didn't.
I don't know.
Mark, who's your favourite Sesame Street character? Go!
Kermit the Frog.
Okay, good. Wait, Kermit the Frog's not Sesame Street.
He was originally a Sesame Street character.
Oh, there's always one, isn't there? I know, but interesting fact.
He was.
That's the end of this episode. Goodbye!
Bye, guys!